What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a little bit of a look at OP-09. It's been revealed in English. It has been revealed in English. However, once again, they have been maddeningly short on details, but don't worry, I can fill in a bunch of the gaps. We do have the official English name, Emperors in the New World. Slightly different title to the Japanese set, not massively. The New Emperor is the Japanese name. And we've got a release date of December. Now, we've done this dance a million times before, but let me just remind you, yes, I know we've got distributor listings, and I know that distributor listings have given us a release date of the 13th of December. And I know that is very likely to be correct, and I know that date given to distributors came from Bandai. But as I've told you many times before, it's not official until the exact date goes up on the website. Distributors need a date to work towards, so they are given a placeholder date, which most of the time ends up being correct, but is subject to change. As an example, distributors are listing this set as 4 Emperors, and in fact, the English name has now been 100% officially confirmed as Emperors in the New World. So it's not entirely inconceivable that they got the wrong name as a placeholder name, and they got the wrong date. Although again, I am sure it's going to be the 13th of December, and the only way it isn't the 13th of December is if something goes wrong. Now, 13th of December. There is an issue with this date. And the issue is, it's way too close to Christmas. Now, I taught business for many years, and one of the things you learn, very, very simple concept here, for consumer goods, toys, card games, video games, things of that nature, Christmas is the biggest time by far. A lot of toy shops, etc., will literally do 80% of their business in the Christmas period and 20% of their business in the rest of the year. And the reason very simply is, during Christmas, people are willing to spend a lot more money. People save money during the year so they can spend it at Christmas, etc., etc. So the prevailing wisdom is mid-November. It's why big video games, and yes, there are obviously exceptions, but it's why big video games generally come out in early mid-November. It's why Pokemon has, for many years, had a November set. And you will sometimes see that Pokemon TCG sets will change. They have a general February, May, August, November cadence, but they will move around. They will change the dates on some of them. They don't change the November set. There is always a November set. Last couple of years, what do we see? Last year, we saw Paradox Rift on November the 3rd. Year before, we saw Silver Tempest on November the 11th. Pokemon has a November set every single year, and it's early mid-November. It's always early mid-November. And the reason very simply is, you're giving your customers the most time to actually get their shopping done, to actually buy this stuff. It's a very simple concept, but it really does track. It is really interesting to me that Bandai are willing to go mid-December, because what they are doing is deliberately cutting out about a month of key Christmas shopping. Why would they do this? There's a couple of reasons. One might be they cannot get it out earlier for whatever reason, whether it's a design thing, a production thing, a translation thing, whatever it might be. They literally can't release it earlier. So this is the earliest they can do, and they know they want to do it early, but they can't. Another option might be they see how well it's selling. They know they have got a dedicated enough, a big enough fan base that for the amount they're likely to produce, it is going to sell ridiculously well. So they're not tied to the standard theory of, well, you know what, we'd better go and release it in mid-November. And if that is the case, and I'm not saying it is, but I am saying it might be, that's a really good sign for the One Piece TCG that Bandai are going, we're abandoning conventional wisdom because we are that confident about how well this product is going to sell. But just a note here that the release date of 13th of December, assuming it's correct, which we assume it is, that is very, very odd from a business standpoint. And for what it's worth, that doesn't actually hold true in Japan. In Japan, they'll release it on Christmas Eve. There was literally a Digimon set to release on Christmas Eve. It was the same day the Vice Schwartz Marvel set released on Christmas Eve. So it doesn't actually work in Japan. In Japan, they will happily just release stuff literally on Christmas Eve, but not in the West. So we got a new name, we got a weird release date. What are we told? The new 4 Emperors are joining One Piece card game. Characters from One Piece Odyssey will also join in. Confirmation that the retail will remain at $4.49 a pack. We are not given any kind of rarity breakdown here. We're not giving any extra information. We are given enough to know that it is going to be the same as OP-09 in Japan, because if we have a look at the Japanese listing, and there's a little bit of Google Translate here and a little bit of me looking at it and going, oh, no, it's kind of what it says, because I kind of know a bit of Japanese. I can read a bit of Japanese here and there. And essentially, the description we get on the Japanese website is basically the same. What they say is, the new 4 Emperors make their grand appearance in the One Piece card game. Characters from One Piece Odyssey will also be joining the battle. So again, it's the same thing. And Bandai are unashamed with this, and I really like this for what it's worth. I think this is awesome. We get the same sets in Japan and in the West. It just makes things easier. From a collection standpoint, from a planning for tournament standpoint, it just means we know what's coming, when it's coming, how it's coming, etc. I like that this happens. It makes me very happy. Now, we've not seen much of OP-09 as it stands at the moment. We're very early in the reveal cycle over in Japan, but we've seen a couple of cards. And when I say we've seen a couple of cards, I mean we've seen a couple of cards. We have seen the leader Lim, and we've seen the leader Marshall D. Teach. We have seen those 2 cards. They are the 2 cards that have been officially revealed over on the Twitter, etc. for OP-09. Because PRB-01, Premium Booster 01, isn't out yet, and that's out before OP-09. So Bandai are kind of, over in Japan, they're teasing us a little bit with OP-09, but they are very much in the reveal cycle for PRB-01. OP-09 comes later. And in terms of these leaders, I mean, I still think that Marshall D. Teach, that Blackbeard, is awesome. I think it's a ridiculous card that's going to shake up the game. Because it's got a static skill that says your on-play skills don't activate, which is clearly horrendous. But it's got an activate main, trash a card from your hand, and then until the end of your opponent's next turn, their on-play skills don't activate either. And I just love this. I think it's brilliant. Lim, I don't like anywhere near as much. This is, again, it's got a static skill, which is a massive downside. Your character's come into play rested, which means any skills that you need to rest in order to use, you can't use till next turn. It means that any character you play is going to be rested, so they're able to be attacked by your opponent straight away. It's not ideal. And then we got an activate main once per turn, rest free Don, and then add a Don card from your Don deck rested and play a 5-cost or lower Odyssey character from your hand, which will then also be rested because of the whole static skill thing. So Lim, I'm not loving, if I'm honest with ya. Blackbeard, I think, is brilliant. Although, again, something really important to note here. Very important to note. We've not seen much of the set. We know we're getting more Odyssey cards. There may well be a couple Odyssey cards that we look at and we go, oh, yeah, no, okay, I'm in. That's absolutely grand by me. And it's probably going to be a bunch of Blackbeard Pirates cards that don't have on-play skills for fairly obvious reasons. Are all the leaders in this set going to have a static downside? Because we've only seen 2 so far and they've both got a static downside. The answer is maybe, but we don't have the information we need right now. We know it's going to feature the new 4 Emperors. It's not actually been confirmed that they're all coming with leader cards, but we know they're all coming. They're all on the front of the pack. Blackbeard's had a leader. I think we are getting leaders of Luffy, Buggy, and Shanks as well. and that would be cool. We need a buggy leader. It's been way too long. We are living in a world where Foxy has had a leader card, but Buggy hasn't. That fact makes me sad. I hope we fix that fairly soon. I think we will in this set for what it's worth. As for One Piece Odyssey, I don't know much about One Piece Odyssey, but like I've told you a couple of times, I am excited for the game coming out on Switch. I've got it pre-ordered from Japan because it comes with the promo cards. So, yeah, I'm going to be playing that when I go to, well, on the way. It's going to be my traveling to Japan game in August. I'm a little bit excited. And then I'll know more about these characters and I can talk more about them, and that will be lovely. But something else I've told you a couple of times, and it's not come to anything yet, but I'm going to keep reminding you when we talk about OP-09, because I do think this is very important. This is the second anniversary set. OP-05 was the first anniversary set, and that set was massive. Expect there to be something ridiculous in OP-09, which is going to make us extremely happy. Don't know what. Can't tell you anything about that now, but expect something. Something's coming and it's going to be amazing. Also, do remember we are going to have a treasure rare in OP-09. That seems to be our thing. We've already seen Nami in OP-06 and Law in OP-07. People are generally not loving this treasure rares right now. But, yeah. We're going to probably be getting another one here. At least the listing on the distributor website tells us that we're getting one. So look forward to that and hope it is, shall we say, a little bit better. So there we go. We've had the official reveal-ish in English. That's what we know so far, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me how excited you are for this set. Tell me anything you want to sell me in the comment section. Get us! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.